Guys, it's the Comic Book Junkie here coming to you with another video. This video I thought I'd do something a little different. I'm a real big fan of villains, so I thought I would do the first 25 of my favorite villains of the first appearances that I currently have. Obviously there's some other villains I like, but I do not have their first appearances yet. So, number 25 is the first appearance of the Witch Boy. Number 24 is first appearance of Mojo in Long Shot number 3. He was always a goofy character that I guess I kind of liked him because of the X-Men show. I used to love that cartoon when I was a kid. Number 23, we have the first appearance of MODOK. And again, I saw him in the cartoons, and I don't know, something about being a giant brain, that a giant head, it was just kind of cool for some reason. Number 22, we have the first appearance of Lady Deathstrike. Another character that it's never a real big character, but just a character I thought was pretty cool to fight Wolverine. Next on the list, we have Godzilla. I loved Godzilla when I was a kid. His first appearance in his comic book, and just used to watch this with my dad all the time. And we used to play with blocks and stuff and knock things down. And just Godzilla always just had a place in my heart. So got his first appearance in the comics. And we have the first appearance of Mystique in Miss Marvel number 18. This is a really pretty high-grade copy. I actually got the whole entire collection of Miss Marvel from a guy on eBay who said that they were in very fine condition. You never know what you're going to get on eBay, but I think, if anything, you underestimated. A lot of these look like they're in pretty close to near mint condition. Then we have Evil Ernie. This one is a CGC. It's 9.0, and it's signed by Brian Paludo. It's the first appearance of Lady Death as well. The print run of these is pretty low. I know a lot of people claim that Evil Ernie's overvalued because he hasn't had any show or anything, but I really think if they ever make this into a horror movie, which I think it could be a pretty cool one, I think Evil Ernie's going to go up a lot. But I always thought he was really cool with the little smiley face that talks on there. It's pretty neat. And next we have Tales of Astonished number 62. It's the first appearance of the Leader. I have it graded 4.0. Another cool character that was a villain of the Hulk. And I would have this book up higher if it wasn't just the first Silver Age appearance, but this is the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman. It's in Superman, his girlfriend Lois Lane, number 70. It's graded 7.5. I just love this cover. This is the Flash 117, graded 7.0, and it's the first appearance of Captain Boomerang. Just a character I've always kind of liked. I don't like the way they drew him early on with the boomerangs all over his clothes, but then we have Journey into Mystery 103, graded 4.5. It's the first appearance of the Enchantress, who I like a lot. And you also have the first appearance of the Executioner, who's another cool character. Like I said, graded in 4.5. But I just love this cover with the Rainbow Bridge and Thor on there. Just a really neat cover. A lot of the old Thor books I'd like to get just on the covers alone. And we have the first appearance of Kang the Conqueror in Avengers number 8, graded 5.0. I really think that he is a character that you could possibly see in an Avengers movie down the road. He's a perfect character for them all to fight against. And Bullseye, an amazing character. This one's only graded at 9.0. Wish I had a higher grade since it's not that old of a book, but they won a lot of on that book, especially with the speculation with the Daredevil show. A lot of stuff with Daredevil's gotten pretty expensive. But so it's a 9.0, first appearance of Bullseye. And we have the first appearance of Lobo. It's a very cool cover. For a long time, this book was worth like nothing. I wish I would have bought several copies. I mean, I remember seeing them all over the place for $3, but I just have one copy of it. This is the first appearance of Taskmaster, and now I have 3 or 4 copies of this book. I kind of bought those as things I thought would go up in value, just simply because I really liked the character and thought he was pretty cool. I think he would look pretty cool in a video. Maybe he'll be in maybe a Deadpool movie someday, or I'm not sure who has the rights to that, whether it's Fox or Marvel. But now here's a character that this book would be worth a lot more money, but there's so many copies of this. I mean, you can find him anywhere still for like $3. But this is the first appearance of Omega Red. I think he's an awesome villain. I love the tentacles. How he can electrocute people. I just think he would be really neat on the big screen as well. Then we have the first appearance of Sabretooth, and there's a glare on that. I can't really see it. It's a 9.0. It actually appeared in Iron Fist, which I think is kind of funny. I never really knew that until I started looking for the first appearance of Sabretooth. I just always presumed, he was in an X book somewhere or some other book, but no, he actually started out as a villain against Iron Fist, who's another character that I really like. I'm really looking forward to when they come out with a Netflix movie on that. I know they were having some issues with filming it, but hopefully it eventually gets out there. And one of my favorite X-Men villains, the Juggernaut. This is graded at a 6.5. It's X-Men number 12. As you guys know, I've talked a little bit. I'll eventually show my whole collection of X-Men, but I have a lot of X-Men titles. And I really try to get all the key villains against the X-Men. So that's the first appearance of the Juggernaut. This is Uncanny XMen number 221, and I think I have 4 or 5 copies of this, and the most expensive one I bought was probably $8. Simply because I just think Mr. Sinister is really cool, and I really love this cover with Havoc blasting Wolverine. I mean, the cover alone is really neat, but the fact that it's also the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. I know the print run's pretty high on these, but I still think this book could go up. It's just a really cool character that they might eventually do, especially since they're going with Apocalypse. Maybe they'll eventually bring Sinister into the fold. Then we have the New Teen Titans number 2, first appearance of Deathstroke. Another character that I've liked for a long time. I can see this one here. The price is still on the sticker price at $9 when I paid for this one. I do have a graded copy as well, which I think I showed in one of my other videos already. Now this is a book that I just got last year, and Tales of Suspense number 50, first appearance of the Mandarin. When they announced him being in the Iron Man books, or the movies, the book just skyrocketed, and I just kind of thought, well, I'm never going to end up getting this book, and I always really wanted it. I love the cover with him blasting his rings on the picture. But, of course, then I saw the Iron Man movie. I remember going to it on opening night and just being so excited that he was going to fight the Mandarin, and leaving that movie, not that it was a bad movie, but just being totally disgusted simply because they totally butchered the Mandarin and made him into this fool when, he was a great supervillain. I always kind of wish that they'd make another Iron Man and bring the actual real Mandarin in and have it start out killing the other guy. That would make me happy. But this book's really cooled off, and I really think it's cooled off because of the fact the way they made him in the movie. I got this for a pretty cheap price. Alright, coming to, I believe, the top 4? So I don't have the actual first full appearance of Darkseid, but I do have the cameo appearance, which this is just an amazing cover. And this is signed by Neil Adams, graded 8.0. One of my favorites. I really like the really super powerful villains. And it's just a beautiful Neil Adams cover. Neil Adams is a guy that I really like a lot. I have a few of his stuff autographed. I'd really love to get... I know you guys haven't seen any Batmans, and you're not going to see any of the key Batmans or the Silver Age ones, because I currently don't own any of those. I eventually want to get some of those. So my next favorite is Apocalypse, and I have loved Apocalypse since, this was a really tiny, cheap book. I have a couple copies of this. This one I paid $12 for. My other copy, I believe, is just paid book price for. I used to love Apocalypse in the comics, and then I loved him when he was in the TV show, and the Four Horsemen. Archangel's another hero that I'm a pretty big fan of. Loved when he'd shoot the blades on the wings. So I think he's an amazing character, and I'm really looking forward to the movie. Hopefully it will be really good. I'm expecting a lot, so hopefully. Sometimes they're hit and miss on the X-Men movies, but the last one was pretty good. Okay, now this book, I thought, when I bought, cost a lot of money. And I paid $350 for this book. And I thought, wow, I just really love this character. I can't believe I'm paying this kind of money for it. It's the first appearance of Harley Quinn. This is graded at 9.8, and it's signed by Bruce Timm. Obviously, these are going for like $1,000 at least for a 9.8, and that's not signed. So, currently he's going for a lot more. I'm not sure. I think they'll go down after the Suicide Squad movie. I'm afraid that movie might not be very good. I'm hoping it's going to be good, but I just got this bad feeling that it's going to be an awful movie. And we shall see. But very, very glad to have this book. And I wouldn't sell it even if it went up even more. I just really love Harley Quinn. And then my number one book of villains is Fantastic Four number 5, the first appearance of Doctor Doom, graded 4.0. I never thought I would own this book. I had pretty much presumed I never would. But for my 40th birthday, my wife got me this book. And, she apologized for it only being in a 4.0. And I was pretty excited that I got the book at all. I'd have been excited for a 2.0. This is a very expensive book, something I never thought that I would ever be able to afford or own. So I'm very excited about it. Eventually here I'm going to do a subscription contest, and I think probably one of the things I'm going to do for the subscription contest once I get some more content up on the site is going to be asking people for videos on maybe their top 10 or top 25 if you want to do top 25, but probably just top 10 books that they own of villains that they have, because that's one thing that I've always really liked, the bad guys in the books to collect their first appearances. It's really how I started collecting first appearances, and then I started moving into some of the, superheroes as well in first appearances. And usually if the book is something that I haven't had, that is not something I'm looking for, a lot of times I'll try to get them graded, just in case I ever do decide to sell or trade anything. It's just easier to sell those books, and, something like a Fantastic Four number 5 is not something you want to be opening and closing. So I like that it's protected in the case and sealed. So, well, I will talk to you guys later.